Welcome back, fellow scrubs. We got everything finally fucking running here. I got a special guest today. You'll never guess who.
It's the guy who thinks you're late.
Hey, wait a minute. You're late too because I'm late. We're late together.
Sure.
Sure.
Well, go explain to the viewer what a kind of crazy mess you made there on the stage.
Oh, yeah, alright. So what the hell is this all about? Well, we're doing edge cases. Literally. So we've made a bunch of situations that we're having problems with. Essentially, we've got a lot of shit working, but we also have some weird, crazy bullshit that's not working. So like over here, like all these points, these work. Sort of. Alright, that didn't break before we started the stream, so it doesn't count. Alright, I think it's because of the changes we made last night that those aren't working. But anyway, yeah. So like crazy geometry like this is supposedly no problem. But we get some crazy edge cases like this where you can kind of just walk through the point there. So we know why it's happening, but we haven't figured out exactly a way to fix it yet, although we've got some ideas and we've got like a half-working thing in there. So see, like this is a wall, but it's ignoring that point there.
Yeah, because what we did is we applied exclusion for when our corners see a spike like that.
Yeah, because
so they wouldn't get caught on the corners.
Yeah, because we were getting issues where, like, if you would walk, and now this will glitch out. So we were getting issues like this where you couldn't walk from block to block because it was seeing the corner as a thing.
That's still happening.
Yeah, well now we kind of broke it again, but our fix for that was like, oh, if there's a spike point on the line here that you're walking, then just ignore it. And that kind of works until you get to a situation like this, where it lets you walk into the wall. And I think this is another one over here, where you can just kind of walk into the wall because it's excluding that as a wall point. And you'll stop when you hit your head on it, because the head point will do it, but then it'll freak out. Yeah, it's no bueno. So we're trying to find a happy middle ground between, allowing some of these to let go, because we don't want this one to stop, but we do want this one here to stop you. So it's kind of in a battle to get that to work properly. That's pretty much it. It's fuckbusting.
Yeah. So our problem is we can either collide with too much or too little.
Yeah. Either we omit all of them and have problems, or we don't omit all of them and have problems sticking to things.
Yeah, and have other problems.
Yeah, and other problems.
Here's the thing though. Your idea is to start adding a LBRY, as you were saying?
Yeah, so what we ended up doing is we were thinking, and I don't have a diagram here, let me pop paint up. We were thinking we might be able to intelligently determine whether or not to omit one of these things. So the idea was that... So, B, not V, B. The idea is that if we're walking along the thing here, this is our dude, and we hit a point here, and we want to walk across that, we do not want to get stopped on this like it's a wall. We want to omit this kind of point. We do not want to interact with this one. But we do want to interact with something like this, with something like this, because this is something we need to stop at, otherwise we risk going inside of the wall. So the difference between these two points is that the vertices on the other end of the line, so let's assume that these are, just to make it explicit here, assume these are triangles, and like this is a square. vertices on the other end from this point are above the player's floor line. So they're in the top part here. And then the ones down here, these ones, are below the point. So we're thinking, oh, well, I guess then... I'm looking at general chat, I'm like, what the fuck are they talking about? Conker's Bad Fur Day and Tekken. And I'm like, what the hell was chat talking about? And no, it's the other chat. Speaking of Discord, there's the link. If I could type it right. There we are. Welcome, everybody.
It is now Conker's Bad Fur Day stream.
Yeah. So, we would say that ones with points below our current floor line, if you want to imagine that the floor extends forever here, then we would want to ignore this point up here. And then the ones that would have points above us would be things that we'd be interacting with, and we do want to hit that point. So this one bad.
We're not exactly doing this by floor alignment, by the transform direction.
Alright, this one bad.
Yeah.
So,
Is that we're not doing this by floor alignment, by the transform direction.
Yeah, so
set to transform what's right at the moment.
Yeah, so the methodology we devised for this was that, and I'll draw it down here a little more cleanly, that here's our center point here, right? And we're walking this way with a ray, and we get this point here that we want to decide if we want to interact with it or not. We can use a dot product to say, hey, are you on the left or the right side of this line? And that way we can do that test on these vertices here and figure out, if they're above or below our line. Now, we implemented a basic version of that, and it doesn't quite work, but I think the idea is solid still. So we did a line segment from the center point to the transform.right, which is like 1 unit a unit ahead. But the realistic application of it is that it suggests an infinite line, and we want to know if these are to the left or to the right of it. So if you want to say this is the right side, this is the left side. If things are to the right, then we want to ignore it. And if things are... I should put just put next. Then if things are on above it, to the left of it, then we do want to interact with that. And we coded stuff, kind of a test to make and see if that would happen. And it didn't pan out exactly the way we thought it did, but that was all the time we had to work on it yesterday.
Well, yeah. Here's the thing, though. Go flying in Unity for a bit.
What's that?
Go flying in Unity for a bit.
Oh.
And impact your ceiling into the squares above you.
Oh, yeah, I don't know what that's going to do. Oh,
and now keep holding top right when you do it.
You could just pop right in.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Well, here's the thing, though, because we're checking explicitly from the bottom to, forward. So, I don't know. I know that I expected those to be broken, because we're not properly compensating for those yet. We're only doing proper checks from the bottom.
Yeah, but that's one thing I'm worried about. You should be only flying like that. Just go to fly mode, try it.
Well, the only reason that it does that is because we're not compensating for where the ray is being passed from.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, here was my thoughts on the matter.
Yeah.
Debugging it? Sure, it's fine. Go ahead, do it. But please test the system right now by just returning false automatically. Don't even go through the check. Just turn it off.
Okay.
Turn it off for a moment and test what the glitches do.
Sure.
Because we seem to have other errors in play that might complicate our the way we interpret things. This thing,
a little weird.
You can't pass through it at times.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looked like he was actually going through it there for a second. Oh yeah.
See?
Now, but is that because of the spike wall exclusion? We have an exclusion on the spike walls too. That's a different piece of code.
Oh, what kind of exclusion is that?
It basically does the same thing. Let me see if I can.
So while I'm in agreement, so we should work this out. I feel like there's too many other bugs in other parts of the system that make me seem it's currently futile to attempt this.
Might be. What the hell is our corner points?
Because if we're randomly clipping into things, then why bother doing this right now? We have a bigger try.
I can't remember what I called the points. Alright, hold on. I'm gonna have to go fishing for them. I'm trying to lock onto it. Figure out where...
Basically, with this kind of error in place, we cannot test the new system.
Potentially. Well, let's find out if it's really...
That's what bugs me.
Or not.
Yeah. Because even if we get a correct false, there's a 50-50 chance you're gonna pass through anyway.
Well, let's try turning this code off and see what happens. Say our collider size. Oh, our collider world points. Okay. And there's somewhere here. There's a lot of references, but let's see. There's somewhere here we're excluding them with a different kind of check. Okay, we want to ignore these within a set tolerance to the corners of our collider. That's this. So this is the other part of that code.
Yeah.
So I can turn this off.
Yeah.
And we'll also see if this works or not. What are you making?
And that's...
Amber, what are you making?
Format the box before it goes bad.
Oh, I forgot it was still there.
Yeah.
I smelled
And that
something.
code is similar in
Yep,
principle,
and we
right?
still went through. You know why, though? The reason that it's going through is because it's making an edge. It detects this as the end of something, and it's creating an edge to transition to sometimes.
That's somehow overruled the wall.
Yeah. But it seems only sometimes.
It can't make an edge unless you already reached that point, though.
Yeah,
Means
it
you
looks
already
like it's
passed
going
through.
through sometimes, but when it's in step by step, it doesn't have enough momentum to exceed it. Somehow.
Yeah. And another thing I want you to check, if you fly up into the other versions, just kind of go through them, which one works, which one doesn't
Oh yeah,
work.
this one doesn't stop here either.
Yeah, so same collider, seems to be an issue.
Yeah.
But only in this direction, try the reverse one.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, so same collider seems to be an issue somehow.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying, we have a couple of bugs going on, which really make it hard to figure out whether the system is going to work.
Right.
Once it does work.
Yeah, like here it's alright. But that's
Yeah, here's
that point's
operating
in the middle,
as
I think.
intended. Yeah, because it's different colliders.
Right.
Same here. The other corner catches it, so it's fine.
Yeah, same with this.
And there's two parts as well, I think. Or not?
Well, this is all stuck again too. Oh, because we took the omissions out completely. That's fine.
Yeah.
Whoop. I assume that this thing's all fuck busted. No, it's actually smoother than I expected. That's actually working decently. So I get stuck trying to jump, but I think that's a corner omission. Or a spike
Yeah.
omission. Yeah, okay. And I can still walk
that's
right
one of
through
the.
that.
That's what I wanted to bring to your attention. That there are cases where we're failing even though we're getting the correct answer.
Oh yeah, look at that. Like we're falling right through. Like we thought that was an omission thing, but maybe not. we're falling right through it. Strange.
Yeah, so that was my conclusion. We need to fix something else.
Yeah, I would say that
First.
That sounds about right. I think the only reason this one doesn't fall through is because the top right corner's hitting it or something and it's stopping it. But this one doesn't reach it in time and it lets it fall through.
Yeah, with the left version, you do bust through, so it's, huh?
It got stuck there. It's stuck on the wall. I thought it was a wall point.
Well, it is a wall, so.
Yeah, it is. Alright, well, what do you think's going on there?
Honestly, I thought we fixed this.
Chat says the shapes are getting so elaborate.
They look more elaborate than they are.
This one in particular, we knew was a problem, and I think we forgot about it to address it. It crept up like a month back. It just started happening. So this one, the walk ray should be finding.
Yeah. Also, on this hourglass shape, if you do wall slide onto it and hit that corner point, you see him catching that and flipping out, right? So if you jump down here, jump to the right. Yeah, if you fall on that thing.
Oh, on this? Yeah, then he's stuck. Yeah, again.
Yeah, because
like,
this catches the corner and there's no exclusion, and therefore he goes bonkers.
Right, and so he catches it as a wall perpetually, and he's just stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that highlights why we need these exclusions.
Right.
Well, we can't go there yet because there are issues.
Yeah, like this also, like we were getting caught here and getting stuck on the side. That's why we started these exclusions in the first place. Not being able to jump all the way through. Now, in the floating point error may or may not trigger to make these happen. So you notice every time I jump, I can jump or fall a different height. It's because it's kind of random whether or not the floating point error takes place. Depends on whether or not we actually hit the damn thing or not. And so it's kind of random. So we're like, alright, within this certain tolerance, we're just going to ignore this shit. Because there's no way to predict what's going to trigger and what's not going to trigger. Unfortunately, that led to other problems. But you're right. I think that this issue in particular is probably causing most of the headache. So what?
Yeah.
What have we done to make this not work?
I thought you fixed it recently, so
I don't. I think we just haven't resolved it. I think we forgot about it. I remember pointing it out, but I don't remember ever fixing it. So what should happen here? What should catch this thing?
Larry.
You know what I mean?
You just stop on that wall, yeah.
Because if we shoot... I don't know, should it be a spike thing? Where the spike should catch you? But
as far as I can tell... Oh, wait, I see what this is a problem. Why does this work? The current corner, bottom left corner, has an exclusion for the same collider.
Right. I was going to say, because this won't hit it. And the walkway won't hit it either.
Therefore, it won't hit it.
Right.
And thus it will pass right through it. Yeah.
That says the solution is simple. You touch spike, you die.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so none of these bottom rays are going to see it because they're omitting the whole collider. Because otherwise they'd see the floor instantly and it'd be like, oh, you didn't go anywhere because the floor is right there. Yeah, no shit.
And I think I recall telling you we shouldn't be doing omissions by collider, but omissions by line ref.
But we can't do that because a raycast will only hit a collider once. It will not give you the next result of the same collider, so you don't even have that thing to work with.
So we need to reverse ray that.
Even then, same deal. If you reverse ray and the ray starts in the collider, it's like, I hit the collider at 0, and that's it. That's all the information you get, because only one
the reverse
result
ray
per
hits
collider.
us. The reverse ray hits us.
From what?
We would simply shoot a reverse ray from the moving higher, moving lower index.
We'd have to shoot it from the point here.
Yeah, that's why it's called a reverse ray.
Okay. Well, we have a reverse ray here that lets us know information about the corner too, so that's not explicit enough. But a spike ray.
So say we're moving higher across the indexes, or moving lower across the indexes.
So we're omitting
And
this
we
point
could
for
just-
some reason. That's what's happening.
Yeah. Even though there's a wall attached to it.
Yeah, this should be a wall, because one side is a wall, one side's a floor. But what do we
That's what I'm saying. We should just code that the index that we're moving toward is shooting a reverse ray at all times.
I don't understand why.
So the point that we're moving toward is able to detect us if necessary.
But like, if it's not a wall point, then...
Of course, then you can just say, neither side is a wall, we don't do anything.
Here's the thing though, you're already going to get that information from the spike system.
So why is spike system not detecting it?
Well, that was my question. I'm like, shouldn't the spike system be detecting this? So let's see what our omissions are. Let's see what things we're doing to omit things. Because it's kind of suspect here. Alright, so here's stuff.
Okay, you're right, it's already shooting a reverse ray from the spike system, yeah.
If one side is 4 and the other side is 4, or one side is ceiling and the other side is ceiling, then we're not still the winner. Meaning we won't interact with it. That's fine.
Yeah.
If one side's a wall and the other side's a floor or a ceiling, that's what we've got going on here. We've got a floor and a wall.
Yeah.
Now what do we do? Alright. I'm going to zoom out a little bit because I can't see everything in the fucking file. It's so fucking tabbed over because we got so many fucking columns here.
If statements and if statements.
Yeah, really. I was gonna say, because I think this is all debug shit, but I couldn't see the tags over here to verify that. Okay, confirm that you are hovering over the line with your center point. Make a line segment from our center point downward. Oh, this is when you're falling? Is this when we're falling? It doesn't seem to care if that's the case or not. Okay, it just wants to know whether we're over the floor or over air or something. Okay, this prevents landing on the spike whose side is walkable and the other is not.
Yeah, that's a very different system.
We're not doing this only when we're in air. That might be the problem. We're doing this even when we're walking, because that's what we're coming up here. We got a wall and a floor. Yeah, Ifception. It really is. Look at how many fucking tab columns are coming over. So maybe we're omitting it with this because we're not in air. We're not landing on it. We don't know that this is a landing situation.
Well, there's a problem with this.
Yeah, it's just going and it's checking shit. It's checking the intersection, and that's it.
Yeah, I can see why this might have messed up.
But aren't we seeing? Shouldn't we see that line check happen at this moment? And we're not seeing it. Like it's not
Here's the thing.
showing.
Here's the thing, Mark. If this line, this wall, was pointing downwards, it should have been excluded. Now that it's pointing upwards, it should be a wall.
It's pointing to the right, though. Hold on. I'm going to actually step through this and see if it hits. Okay. It is not entering that code block, so I guess not. I guess this is not taking place.
Oh. But here's what I do want to point out regarding this, even if this is not the culprit. That, yeah, we do have some sort of exclusion like this, where we don't see this corner because it's flush to our line that we're walking on.
Right.
But if the wall is downward, then we can't be hitting that corner at 0 range. But if it's upward, we need to. So it's very similar to our current corner exception code.
Sort of, yeah.
Or that's what we might want to merge them or something. No?
Here, let's put one up here and let you step through it. I'm gonna go to the right and to the left.
Because
It
we
still
built
doesn't
several.
find it. So
We
it-
built several exception codes, Mark.
Mhm.
And I'm kind of curious. I'm wondering if, at the end of the day, they might require the same solution.
Maybe. It's not even. It didn't even find the player. Apparently. I don't know why it's not finding it. Where debug goes. Come on, let's step through this. Okay, yeah, that caught. Let's go one inside.
The exception is happening.
Yeah, it's not detecting the player at all. In this case. Actually, they're not firing rays. These ones down here. Are we omitting ones that are on our line ref?
That might be.
Because I don't see
No,
them
okay.
firing at all.
We see them firing on circles though when we walk
Not
across them.
here. These
Go to
two
the
points?
circulars.
This one up here does. See? See the little green arrow? But this one doesn't.
That's a different collider though.
Oh. Oh, you're
Go
right.
toward,
This one doesn't.
go toward the polycircle.
Go where?
The polycircle.
Polycircle. Ah, shit. Hold on. It's catching now. Because it's hitting everything.
You know, the
where
big
is
giant
it?
circles.
I don't know where it is.
You're on the left
I
somewhere.
don't know where the fuck it is.
Just drop down. There's one below you.
Yeah, he's... Yeah, see, they're showing rays here. So how
Yeah,
come
that's
those
what
up
I'm
there
saying.
weren't? Yeah, these ones are showing rays. How come these ones up here weren't?
That's the mystery.
Yeah, look at it, it's omitting these.
Is it
Wait,
layer mark
this one is. But this one's not. Now this could just be because they're on the line ref, but... What about this one? No, this one is too. This one is.
So we're not doing it on the line ref.
Yeah. So apparently if they're the line ref ones, they're not doing it. Well, that's part of the problem. You know, we might have disabled them because we were trying to fix shit getting stuck on the same line like
Yeah.
that. Alright, let's look up top here then. Only check solids. Let's see, overlap tolerance. You hit a wall that's not close. Only check for solids in the first tolerance zone. Check by yourself. Okay, let's go back up to the top. So we're checking spike points, shooting rays, debug data, debug. Okay, here's the ray cast. Then we get. Okay, this is for each point. We shoot a ray for each point that we discover. We check, set up these, check for. Let's do testing on. Okay, so here's the actual ray results. So if the collider that it hit is our collider, we found the player because it's shooting from the point to us. If not, only check for solids in the first tolerance zone. Do not collide with yourself. So this is the ray-to-ray collision. Yeah, it's checking the spike point collider versus that collider. So it won't collide with itself. That's fine. And then it will check a distance tolerance. That's
Yeah,
it.
so where is it shooting the reverse race?
Right here. First ring.
Spike point reverse race.
Maybe it's being called out in the point collection. So here's where it gathers the points to fire. Yeah, because it wasn't even firing, right? So we have to go up
Well, I'm
higher.
not sure
here.
how LBRY is reading.
We have
Yeah, they're not firing, so.
overlapping colliders.
Mm,
Points. He gets the points. This is our quadrant exclusion, so we're only doing the points we want. Here, this one should not be added as it is part of the floor you're standing on. Yep, here's the exclusion right here.
killed. Well, comment out.
Yeah, I'm gonna say instead of 1, I'm gonna say point. Oh, yeah. So let's comment that out and try again. For whatever reason, he decided that was a good idea. Okay, we can still walk into that one, but I think that's probably also an edge thing.
Is the return false on currently on the core exclusion?
It is. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, we can't walk into the corners anymore.
Okay.
So that did fix that. Now our corner exclusion should take care of these ones in particular in a more intelligent manner. So
Yeah.
here's another one, just so they can see it. If you walked out on an edge and tried to go back, it would see this as a wall point, and it wouldn't let you through. Some other issues, all related to this. That was why I think we put the exclusion in to begin with. But this helps here, as you can see that works a bit more correctly. So now we need an intelligent omission system. Now this one, I still don't understand why this lets you in. This is weird. This one's very strange.
Stopping you before.
Randomly.
Yeah, now not doing it at all.
See how it, if you step it in consistent steps, it'll catch.
I mean, there's 2 spike points trying to stop you.
Yeah, but if you exceed it, for some reason, it will just go nuts. So when you get a non-uniform time step, it goes beyond.
I'm kind of thinking regarding that situation, whether it's possible it's generating 2 different LBRYs at the same time. Like you approach it, and I'll start doing a wall extension, and you get further into it, it makes a floor extension.
It's hard to tell because you can't step through it step by step. It doesn't occur.
Well, I guess get into it first and then pause. Slow down.
Yeah.
Slow down till it catches 100%.
But it's gonna be really hard for me to get the exact frame that it hits on.
Oh yeah.
So we won't be able to see the data there. Bow ties are for gentlemen. Of course they'll let you in. Helpful as always, chat. Helpful as always. Yeah, I think we should leave what we just commented out should stay commented out, and then that should be part of the exclusion on the floor. Now this one in particular down here with the bow tie, I'm not really sure if that's applicable to the wider issue, because all the other cases are fixed now because of that.
Yeah, I think we fixed this issue.
Except for that, but I think, how did that happen? Wait a minute, how the fuck did that happen? Oh my god! All right, hold on. Let me go to him. Gotta jump, and then I moved in to the wall here, and I was holding right. Okay, and then it did 1, 2, 3, 4 updates. It's trying to go right, but it stopped. So it's another one of those in delta time with changing speeds. I can get in there, but otherwise I can't. If I slow it down, it won't let me in.
Yeah, it's very curious.
It's fucking weird.
Yeah, but this is the same collider case for once.
Yeah, man, I don't know. I'm not sure why it doesn't work with Delta time. But it does with an emulated fixed time. Well, regardless of that, the main issue that we're trying to solve, I think, is still going to be solved the way that we were going to do it. I think it would be worth just going ahead with that part.
Yeah, regarding the corner exclusion, we can turn it off easily, right?
The what?
The whole do the corner exclusion thing.
Yeah, we can turn
the
it off.
building. Yeah, so we can build it, and if we need to test this kind of stuff, turn it off completely. So, if we know which colliders are busted, don't do the test on them.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, they're all a little bit busted, but it's more of a Delta time thing. I don't really think that they're...
Might be an AJ question, I guess.
Not necessarily. Like,
Unless you can figure it out.
I have a very vague idea of what might be happening, but not enough to fix in the time we have, and not enough to explain it without sleep.
So, do you want to remove his code block here? Write a comment on why it's commented out.
I'll be honest, I do not expect this to ever be needed again. In fact, if it exists here, it's going to cause problems. So I vote to just get rid of it.
Okay.
Because our new system is going to handle all of those and more.
Yeah.
So here, this that we omitted, we're going to have to transform this into something that resembles the other code that we did, the reusable one. Because this one's just omitting or not based on corner, but we still have to do those additional checks. You know what I mean? Those custom checks with the A and the B
And what block is this actually?
This was the original corner omission that we did for the spike points only.
But it's like for sliding down spike points, like their wall.
No, these are the spike detection system. Yeah, I guess they're the same thing. I think we're talking about the same thing.
So this is basically the idea for sliding right past it. Regarding our movement, I would discard it. Let's see, what does this actually read?
I think what we need to do here, to be honest, is to once we detect that one of these is too close, we send that information to our new function.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Because all this is checking if it's too close, right? And then saying...
Essentially. Yeah, because it's checking
and then we don't do
collider
anything.
points, and it's checking the distance to make sure that it's less than or equal to the tolerance. So it says it's within the tolerance zone and should be disregarded. So here, we want to...
So this is checking spike points compared to what exactly?
To our corners, our four corners.
Yeah, I feel like this code is going to interfere with the other code. Right now.
I think that if
For
this thing detects something, we should pass it then to the new code. So instead of this false here, we do...
Yeah, it's just taking it out.
Yeah, right here. So the impact point, we need to send it impact point, which is this.
It's got the same thing though.
It wants a line breath. Do we have a line breath already? I don't think we do. Where does the line breath get created? Here's left line ref. Oh, it's down here. What's the line ref? Oh, you know why? I might have to make different code for this, because this is expecting that we're walking along it, I think. That we're actually attached to a line, but we're not attached to a line here. Oh god, this is gonna be complicated.
We are always at that turn.
Not if we're free falling.
Let's see. I'll just say for the time being, don't use this code and see how the new system.
Yeah, because this
replaces
is
it.
expecting. What this is doing is expecting that we shot the ray and not the reverse. So it's actually a different kind of mentality. So we can't just put this here. That's not gonna work. Oh, fuck no.
So you're saying that the code we're currently trying to make is expecting us to shoot a ray,
Right.
but this section of code expects a reverse ray.
Right, yeah, and they're just opposite logic, so they don't. We built that original function with the intention that we hit a surface, and we need to find what's closest, and then do the checks on that.
And this was functional.
We don't know if it's functional yet. We've turned it off currently. Shit, fuck is impact too close to the line? Let's find where that is. We've turned it off currently. You wanted me to turn it off. It just returns false.
Yeah, that one, but the other one.
Oh, we turned it back on. We can
The
turn it
reverse
off.
ray system is that on or off?
You want to turn this off? Because this will fuck with stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. But I'm saying we need to
So if you
replace this with
if you save it now, run the game, we can jump into those zigzags just fine.
Wait, I got an idea. The only reason that this thing needs a line ref is because and I'm gonna remove this for a second. Because it doesn't know if it's hit on the A or the B side. But we know already what we hit with a spike point because, well, it's a spike point. We have the point already. We can just jump to here. We can jump to here. We don't have to worry about this part of the code. So we need to replicate this in a different manner.
Sure.
The best way to do this would be to make this reusable for all three circumstances. So, well, let's review this again since last night was a long night. So let me see what this is actually doing. Now we're given a line ref that we're on. We figure out whether or not we're gonna whether we're close enough to one of the endpoints to do something about this. Because see, there's ray origin, line ref, the impact point. So we shot a ray out. We're seeing, and let me draw this so people at home know what the fuck we're talking about. So say that I'm falling here, and I'm falling in this direction, like this, and I get caught on this point. Well, we're like, well, it's within this area, so fuck it. We're not gonna worry about the point because it's just causing problems when you're that close to it. That's the basic idea here. But this is point A, and this is point B. So really, what this is saying is, hey, are you close enough to point A to have a problem here? And in this case, yeah, it would be true. And then otherwise, if that didn't hit, we'd say, hey, are you close enough to point B to cause a problem? In this case, it's no. But let's pretend that this is a no and this is a no. Well, then it won't do anything. But now that we've got a spike point here, we've already got this point we know that this point's gonna hit us because we're, say, moving this way, and at this point in the code, well, not this point here, but the point that we want to replace, this has already happened, so we know that it hit near this point. We already know that's a true, so we don't even need to do this A/B check. We know it's already hit. So we need to do two things. We need to figure out the point that we hit. I guess we'll just have to take one side as the line ref. Doesn't matter which side it is. We'll just take one of the sides and do the same check on it, I guess, right? Does that make
No, we'll check both line refs. Both line refs.
Yeah, but we have to start with one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. You know what, then? Fuck it. Where's that code? Now, this is not going to be as efficient, but what I'm going to do is...
Well,
we're just going to take the point index, and we're gonna feed it its index, and then index plus 1, and see what it does. So the impact point is this again. And we'll just fabricate new surface line ref EX. The controller. Wait, that's ray results. We don't want that. We want spike point. Actually, you know what? We can use ray result. That's fine. That'll give us the controller. Oh wait, no. Hold on. Controller is us. So this. Then a collider. That's what we want here. And index point A. So we do need to go to ray, not ray results. We need to go to the current spike ray point. And I believe that will tell us. Point index. Then utils. Hold on a second. We don't know how many. Alright, hold on. I'm afraid of going out of bounds here. If we do a +1 and it ends up being like a 4 and there's only 3 points, that's bad news. What is this?
you solve it here as well.
Yeah. That's the points here. So we here we've got to utils number mod point B by world points dot length. That'll protect it from overflowing. So we can safely just say +1. And that's it. Because B is always the higher number. Oh, I'm sorry, that was A. And then here's B is +1. Okay, so we've given it one of those. What else does it want? And it wants the ray origin, which happens to be
The point itself.
yeah. Oh wait, no, this is Alright, this is gonna get complicated. Because we're saying that ray point is our point here. And we're using that to base that off of from here to here to make that fucking line of emission. How's this supposed to work?
We're supposed to be making this for this system?
Yeah.
For this particular system, we're supposed to make it based on the quadrants, I think. So that if it's the right quadrant hit, it should be based on the right line. The right side of our collider.
I think we're on 2 different pages.
Yeah, I'm saying is that you should be doing this check vertically and not horizontally.
My head ain't wrapped around it yet.
Because this spike is only interactable if it's facing to your, if it's facing left.
Let me draw this a little more intelligently, because it's really more or less like this. Maybe this will give us a better, or at least give me a better way to visualize it. So we're going this way, right? And then we're saying that this should not be... Actually, this should be a wall. This should stop us. So when it's shooting back, it hits us.
Well, that is floor.
Stop. Yeah. Well, this is a floor to ceiling, so this should still be a wall. But if you wanna make it a little more obvious, then we'll say that this is a wall, this is a floor, and then this doesn't fucking exist. So it's just these.
I think there are two different principles in play here, which is going to make this a little difficult. Is one, you want to be able to walk from this collider to the next one, and because it's a floor, you can just walk on it. But if we're right next to a wall, falling down that wall, you know, the zigzag example. The advanced exclusion, this one, I also would actually.
Maybe let's get a better example. let's get one that we know that we don't want to do this. This is no bueno. We do not want this to happen. We do not want to stop on this.
Yeah.
Right? So
yeah, and the spike system can see that.
So the spike system is shooting a ray back this way, and it's hitting us, and we're trying to go forward. Alright, now what happens?
Now we're seeing that the indexes are below us.
Well, because it's on the corner here, that's where the omission line needs to take place. I think we need to feed it the corner that it thinks that it found.
Yeah, but that's a corner code. You're doing spike code now.
Yes, but that's part of it. This is the corner detection. This is the spike corner detection. So this is only triggering this code because it hit somewhere here. Not
so this spike is seeing our corner.
But
yeah.
It's only when they're near the corners. So let's feed it. Let's see. It wants to know what the ray origin, right? Fuck it. Let's feed it the collider point that it think it hit. Right?
Well, if it hit the collider corner, then it's definitely moving in that direction. Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So it hits this, and we say we're gonna feed it that line. Now here's the thing. Do we build our dot product line with our momentum? Because say if we're going upward,
I think you can build the dot product line just with a line between that spike and that corner detecting.
If we're going this way, do we want to take this plus our momentum, and that's our dot product line? And it will say if it's to the right of this, then it's bad, and if it's to the left, then we do have to contend with it. Or I'm sorry, not that line, but these vertices here. So if these are to the right, then this is bad. But if these happen to be over here, then they're on the left side, and therefore we do have to contend with it. That's what we're supposed to be doing, right?
In the vertical orientation, yeah.
So then one more example here. Let's see. If we are moving in this direction, then would our check line be this? And say if these are to the right then we don't count them. But if they're to the left, then we do count them with this kind of line. Is that right? For moving this way? Or is that incorrect?
With regards to momentum, huh?
What?
I'm thinking.
I
So you're
can't
saying
hear you got quiet all of a sudden.
You're saying instead of transform, we're going by momentum.
Yeah.
You might have a point.
That's what I'm thinking, because sure, transform that right works fine on the ground, but when your ground is uneven, you're going in a different direction, so that might not hold true.
I think you're right. But from where?
From whatever corner that it thinks it interacted with, and then you add the momentum to that, and that creates your line segment. And you base that, you shove that into the dot product formula to get your.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
Yeah. So then, and yeah, so I sent it to corner point, and then that makes it so that we don't care what corner point it was. We're just gonna check to see what our move direction was and go from there. So that is down here, Ray Origin B.
And its move direction it might automatically account for directionality.
Right, well that's what I'm hoping. Yeah. Alright, we don't have access to move direction here, so let me add it to the list. Of course that's gonna break all the other instances, but that's fine. I mean, I think this should be okay, because you're doing ray origin plus the direction. It doesn't matter how long this line segment is, just as long as it gives the directionality. Yeah. So that should be okay. And then down here, same thing. Move direction. I don't know if this might have to be reversed or not for B, but that shouldn't be. Shouldn't have to be. Because it's just gonna check. Yeah, it's gotta be the same line. So.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Move direction is not automatically going to account for directionality fully.
It will. It's a world direction.
Yeah, no, but think about it. If your spike impact was on the right side of your collider, then you'll need to say everything to the right is one case, and everything to the left is the other case. But if you flip this image, it's totally opposite.
Well, move direction is basically this. So if it's the other way.
Yeah, but say you're moving fully upward.
Then it would be
the check flips.
Blue here. It would be from this point plus the move direction, which would end up being this. So this would be the line segment, which means the entire line for the dot product would resemble this.
Yeah, but once you flip this, and you're moving the other way,
yeah,
your check is reversed as well. What is left and what is right becomes different.
Maybe. So this
That's
is
what I'm worried
right
about.
On that one, right? And then so maybe. I don't
That's what
know.
I'm worried about.
Well, that's why I suggested that we get debugged to see exactly what is right and what is left. Because it's possible that when this move direction is this way, that's
possible.
That this is right here and this is right here in the two directions. Like maybe it's somewhat systematically accounted for? I don't know.
Who knows? Maybe.
That's why I want to have more data.
Yeah.
It's really hard to tell when they say right or left, like, based on whose orientation are you talking about? You know what I mean? But either way, this will at least help us, so I'm going to have to follow through with this change first. And we have to find out where all the unhappy campers are here. So, move direction. I'm a little hesitant to just give it that move direction. Because I think our move result has a move direction too. I'm not sure if it gets overwritten or not. Alright, let's see. Where does this... Where do you live here? No, actually move direction would be the optimal one to use, I think, here. Yeah. Alright, we're using that one.
More data required.
Yeah, chat with the robot. Pretty much. It just... At this point, it's so complex that it's very confusing sometimes, and you're just kind of like, oh, dot product can tell whether you're to the right or left of the line. Like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, really? What the fuck does that mean?
Well,
you know what I
you
mean?
have a start, you have an end. There's left and there's right. But if you are on the wrong side, then yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, you know? It's just, there's too much shit in play here. Move direction does not exist in the current context. Oh, we can take ray direction then. Instead, for that one. Right? Check for ray exit. Return ray origin. Yeah, then.
Well, don't use the return ray direction.
I guess this, yeah, this will have to be negative ray direction. Because this is the return ray. Okay, I think we're all set there. Save all.
It's just gonna flip your logic around completely.
Yeah. I don't know if this is gonna make a markable improvement, but we'll see what happens. Okay, well that's just broke as usual.
As usual.
Still gets caught there. Sort of. Like, he lands on it, but he can move off of it, which is strange. Sometimes he gets stuck. Well, again, the spikes themselves are not... Whoa, that was fucked up. He completely ignored that. And he went inside. What the fuck happened there? Man, I don't know.
Yeah, this is a complicated system, ain't it?
Yeah, and it's getting worse by the fucking second.
Not insurmountable, it's just...
Yeah, we're gonna need more data to figure this out. And we've got like 15 minutes left.
You can do it!
I could probably get the data in 15 minutes, but we won't be able to do much about it.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
But yeah, let's collect the data and see what we've got here. So thankfully, they're all pointing to the same code now, so this would be a little bit easier.
Did you make sure to turn off the return false? Yeah, you did. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that was up here. So what we want to know is what the points were that we were checking.
Also, make sure to actually disable the other part of the code that we're not checking.
What other part of the code?
We did one for reverse race now, but we also have one without the reverse race.
Yeah, we want to do this on the reverse race as well.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if bolt bump interfering.
Because if the reverse ray sees something and the normal ray doesn't, then we got a conflict of information there. But I was thinking we need to know what the point was that was checked. Not this point, but these vertices on the other end. We need to record their world points, which we should be able to get because we got the line refs. We've got these world points here. Yeah, is point left of line. I'm pretty sure this is the dot product thing. So we want to store the result of the dot product, and we want to store the position, and then from there we can use that debug data to draw our new results. So let's see, this thing, does this just exist in a bubble? I think so. I don't think it's part of our main stuff here. Alright, so let's make a container for the debug information, and I'm gonna put a little red dot there so I can find my way back home. We gotta go all the way to the end of the file. This giant 3,700 fucking line file. Well, let's see. The debug data exists outside of the normal microstep loop, so we should be able to get to it from that scope. We need to find where it is microstep debug data here, because they're down here. Yeah, we don't know what step it is. You know, I'm gonna make it its own thing. Just gonna make it its own thing. So, system that's serializable, public class debug corner point emission data. Good enough. And inside of it, we want a public vector2 point. We want a public bool. Public bool is left of line. It's false to begin with. That's kind of it. I don't really need anything else. And then we can determine the color that gets drawn to be one of these things. So then all we need now is a public list. And these are debug corner line data, sure. This new list. We're going to wipe this list every time that we do a new update, and we'll fill it up during the update, and then this thing can draw them. So on draw gizmos, we'll draw it last so it's most visible. So down here, so if, or actually 4, I equals 0, I is less than this dot count, I plus plus, yeah, then we want this, okay, if it's bad, or I'm sorry, if this happens to be null for some reason, continue, so we don't get an error. Oh, I mean this. That's null. We get an error, we omit it. Then otherwise, if this is left of line, then gizmos.color equals color dot, I don't know, red, I guess. Or you know what? We got pink. What do we have pink? Okay, we'll make pink. New color 255. Oh wait, shit. This is 1 to 0. 1 0 1. Pink, red, and blue, and not green yet. And if it's not that, then gizmo color is going to turn into let's say that pink is right, and how do you get sky blue? Is it? No, that's yellow, right? Green and blue.
I would know, Mark.
No, that would be teal. Yeah, so that's right. That's sky blue, right? Yeah, we can just ignore it. Terrible, but
You have the opportunity to name your own color, Mark.
what's that?
You have the opportunity to make your own color.
I do. And I'm trying to. I know there's cyan there. Does it tell me what that is? Yeah, I was right. It was 1-1. How about that? Well, that's what I was gonna. Yeah, green and red. Wait, green and red? Yeah. Nah, red's
That's a Larry
0.
answer.
Green's 1. Blue's 1. Chat's trolling me. What the fuck are you talking about? That doesn't sound right at all. Oh, he missed the emoji. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Alright. So that does our color, but now we need to draw a circle. So gizmos dot draw wire sphere. Actually, you know what? We're just gonna draw a sphere. At the center of this dot point at a size of 0.1, 0.2, let's do 0.2. Now these will be opaque, but that's alright. We're also going to put a switch here so we can turn it on and off if we want to. Probably will be using regularly. So here, public bool, draw, debug corner point. Results. False to start, but we'll turn it on when we need to. And we come back down here and just encapsulate this in an if statement so that we only do this when we want to stick. And now the only trick here is to fill this up with data. Well, two things actually. One, to fill it up with data, and the other one is to clear it when it is no longer needed. So let's do the clearing first, because that's the easier of the two. Yeah, right up here. Debug. So this, clear. And then let's go back up to where we put that point. Here. Okay. Well, let's see. We're gonna have to put it in 2 different spots. We're gonna need to put it here and here. Yeah. We gotta check both world A and world B. Okay, so when we get to this point, let's put an editor only section here. We're gonna be doing additional calculations. We're just gonna be redoing these in here, but that's all right. So this dot add new one of these. Actually, that's not important. I don't have a constructor for it. Hold on. Let me comment that out first. So var check a debug check a equals this. So debug check a dot point equals this, and debug check a dot is left of line. Literally gonna be this. I'm actually gonna take these exclamation points out for the reversal, just to make sure that all the data is in the same sign here. And then we can add this here. And we'll do this also for debug B. So B, 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 and this is gonna be the second one here. And then this entire and then we need to do it here as well. Yeah, we can use the same name because it's the scope. So then again, we just copy this, this, copy this to here, and B, 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 A, A, A. That might do it. And we'll see if this actually works. Or we'll see what it thinks it's going on. See what it thinks. Just hope and pray that this actually records the data we want it to. Oh, we do need to turn it on. It's off by default, so where the fuck that is. Draw debugger. Well, let's see if we get anything. Let's go to a thing that we know that doesn't work. Oh, hey, look at it, they show up. So, red means right of.
Huh?
Red means right of. And blue means left of.
I'm assuming they're flip-flopping so hard that I see two of them.
It's possible. That one didn't even register there. Oh, yeah, it's registering this corner here. Oh, that's right, these corners.
You need to zoom out.
It's not detecting this point. But, oh yeah, it's not supposed to because it's detecting the outer points.
Look at the bottom one.
Oh yeah, because it's detecting here and here. Because they're two L shapes. So that's right. Oh yeah, wow, it's flipping out. So our line is not right. Okay, if that's the case, what we need to do now is to store our line points as well.
You might want to check this kind of stuff when they're not connected to each other.
Well, we will, but let's see. This one is checkpoint, but we also need line A, line B, line, line. So when we draw a sphere here, we need to also draw the line that was supposedly produced the calculation. So the line that we say, hey, is it to the left or the right of, we have to do that one too. So I want to pick out line origin. I don't want to make it cyan. We can make it green. Sure, make it green. Then we will draw line A. We'll make it a 0.1, just so it's visibly different. And line extend. Instead of green, we'll use white. It's fine. And then draw line B. Oh, and then, or before that, actually, let's draw a line between them so we can literally see the visual line. And I'll make it probably white still. So gizmos.draw line? Yeah, draw a line from line A to line B. Not all at once, right? Okay. So then we need to fill that information here. Debug check A dot line A equals ray origin. And then line B becomes ray origin B. And we'll copy this down here. This one has to become B, B. This is why debug builds don't run very well. Add all this horse shit into the middle. See what the fuck's going on. Alright. Oh, I turned on flying. I was like, why did I start flying? Alright, let's see what the colors look like here. Oh, well, this is interesting. Where's the white line, though? I didn't draw the white line. Oh, wait, did I make it green? No, I made it white. Color white. I don't know. Oh, you know what it is? It's the collider drawing is probably drawing over it. Yeah, because you see the green line goes over the gray. So it's actually...
Can you make a ticker, or...?
Debug readout of the collider is over it. But why the fuck are these different?
So what's the white dot?
What's it?
What is with the white dot?
The white dot is... The green dot, I think, is the origin. Yeah, the green's where the ray came from. And plus the move direction. The white dot shows the move direction. But here it's showing backwards. This way.
Yeah, please don't do it enough. It's just gonna double collider, confusing as fuck.
What do you want me to
do? A single collider. One with a gap between them.
Uh-oh, index out of range. What the fuck happened there? Wait a minute.
That's probably why it comes from.
Oh, this has to be -1, I think. Yeah. Right? Should this be -1?
Yeah, because your length is always gonna be like it's 4, even though your index goes from 0 to 3.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Let's fix that first. Oh, maybe that fixed it. Oh no, we still get an index out of order. I'm the same place? How? Oh, because it's over here too. Hold on. I can fix that. Because it was also referenced here. We can just overwrite it like this.
But that was the broken collider as well.
Yeah.
Don't remember.
Alright, that fixed that part. No? What? The fuck? How? Oh, wait. No. How? How? Hold on. Hold on. Put a fucking stop point in here. What the fuck? Here we go. A is 7? Is that right? How many points? There's 9 points. Yeah, I guess that's wrong. I guess it would be length. Because this got changed from 8 to 0, but 8 is a valid number. That's what I thought.
Okay.
So how the fuck world points 7, world points 0? What the fuck's out of range? Nothing here's out of range. Doesn't make any sense. I don't know how it can be out of range. Unless this returned null for some reason. Guys, this is if this length is equal to 0, then fucking return, I guess. I don't know. Is this even happening? Let's catch. Possible that we're getting some kind of null result here. Nope, apparently not. It didn't fucking catch it. But it sure as fuck pointing into that line again. How? What could it be wrong? Alright, you know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. Maybe A is also wrong. Fuck it. We'll do it to A too.
That's what I was thinking.
What a pain in the ass. Okay, yeah, I guess it's happening. For whatever reason, I don't know how the fuck A could have been the one, but you know what, whatever. Okay.
It's the wrong one.
Alright, now let's see what's going on here. We're not getting anything. It just stops. I'm not even checking.
That looks weird, by the way. The mini readouts over it.
Oh, it's because this is local space. It's actually rotated. We rotated it to make it look normal, but that was.
It just connected nicely.
Oh, there it did. Did it? No.
But I mean, go to a square collider. So it's a little worse saying.
No. Can we turn the mini view on? Yeah, show the local space map. What one do you want to see? Okay.
Just go to a square with a gap between them. You made those, right?
Well, I went to this square one and you told me not to go to that one.
There's one of them with a gap between them.
Oh, yeah. That's
So you can see a single thing in isolation.
okay. That's our time up. Why the fuck is this one the one? What? Why is this? purple.
Why is that?
There's no index here to check. Oh, you know what it is? The reverse rays are checking the player's box. That's why we're getting these weird indices here. It's checking the player's box for some reason. Because see, it's this one connected by this one, so it's these two. It's checking the wrong thing. It's checking absolutely the wrong fucking thing. Well, that's part of the problem. I don't know if we've got enough time to address it, but at least we've got information now, which is more than we had before.
That's good.
Yeah, so let's see. Is in... Fuck do we call it? Okay. Left of is left. What the fuck? Oh, we're in the wrong file. Oh, here we are. Alright, well, we can get to it. Time to go through the alphabet. Wait, what? So all references here. Okay. And then where this gets here. We send it the impact point. Okay, we don't want to send it that one. We want to send it the spike points point. That's the issue. And we don't want to send it the spike ray result collider. We want to send it the spike point collider. That way it will do the spikes collider, not the player. It hits the player, so it was pushing into the player. And that should fix that. Okay, there we go. That's a little better. We still get this weird from here to the move direction out, and this one has here to the negative move direction. I don't know what the fuck's up with that in particular. But... Anyway, we're out of time. We've already exceeded the playlist.
Okay, thought you had a blue one.
What's that?
Thought you had a blue one. Why are both purple?
Oh, the blue was things that are to the left, and red are things that are to the right of the imaginary line here.
Oh, no, A and B.
This is to the right. This is to the right, technically. I guess it's on the same line. Well, that's one step further to understanding the true nature of the Ricky rays. Yeah, so if we had something that went upward, like
do you have an example of a blue?
This one should give us a blue if it'll.
Let's see.
If it will show at all. It's not showing at all, though. I think because it's not flat enough to trigger it. We need to get one that will trigger the exception. Actually, that'll always work if we align ourselves to the 4. Then we should get that omission. Yeah, in fact, we have to go this way. And, yeah, so that blue is above. It's to the left of. That one, that means that this should be omitted.
And that's left?
Yeah.
Well, that means that's a wall, so we need to hit it.
So this makes sense, though. Oh, it does. Does that? Is that what that means? Okay.
Yeah.
Because this makes sense, because this is our line here. This is our line here. And this is to the left of, right.
Mhm.
And this one's to the right of. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Do we actually do that?
So it's kind of working how we intended. Oh, I'll post that in the Discord here, so we've got it.
Well, the debug is showing what we intend.
It's showing what we expected to happen, yeah. So it might be our rules that are wrong.
Or we just wrote it wrong the first time.
Possibly.
Like the debug is doing the right thing.
Seems like it.
So you said purple was right.
I believe so. Double check here quick. Then I gotta go.
Yeah, that's fair.
Left is cyan, yeah, and then so this is this one.
So yeah, I expect it's doing what we should be doing then.
I keep using SQL comments. Yeah. So then right is pink, magenta, whatever. Yeah, I'll sync these changes so you can download them
Mhm.
and play with it. But that's
So yeah, so with this we can just step through in play mode, even if the code's off, and just judge whether or not we think this fits our rule set.
pretty much. I think the most concerning thing right now is the fact that it's drawing the line AB and it's showing like a reverse one, which I'm really confused about.
Yeah.
But beyond that, yeah,
Yeah.
it's just basically what we expected. So, I don't know.
Well, that's something.
Yeah, that's something.
At least we're at the point that we want to check.
Yeah, we
Consistently.
got stuff to go on now, which we didn't have before, so that's good.
Yep.
Alright, so, in lieu of that, let's shut her down. You gotta give a shout out to our awesome patrons. We've got, sort them correctly here. Alright, we got Zombie Killer, we got Miguel Tabasco, Mike Cruz, Taryn Williams, Corporal Chungus, Bryce Nagalingam, and AJ. So thank you guys extra special for hanging in there. It's February, and you guys are still with me. So I really appreciate that. We got code samples, we got builds of the projects that we work on up there. And, so, hey, that sounds interesting. You just want to support the stream and my personal efforts, then go on, head over to that Patreon link down below. And I guess that's pretty much it. We'll be back.
Okay.
I'll be back Monday. Are you gonna be here next Thursday?
Nope.
No? Okay. So we'll be doing
I have a question though.
Yes.
What kind of order is that? Starting with Z,
What kind of horror?
ending with A? Order.
Order. Oh no, it was based on patron amount.
Ah, I see.
So,
Just pay more everybody first.
well, Zombie Killer and Miguel, they occupied the special tier that there's only 2 slots in, so they're automatically at the top.
But if you really lost, then pay less. Don't do it.
And then the other guys are in the next tier down. So it just, I don't know. I just read them in the order that Patreon gives them to me.
I see.
So that's it. I don't think they're in alphabetical. Yeah, because Mike Cruz, and then Taryn Williams, and then Corporal Chungus.
Yeah, right.
Those don't make any sense. They're not even in reverse alphabetical order. They're just whatever.
Well, Chungus and AJ match. Yeah,
I
the
was
middle
gonna
way.
say AJ's at the bottom. I think they might be the newest ones first at the top of each tier, and then it goes to lowest because AJ's been there for a long time. And
Could be.
Miguel's actually first, but I shout out Zombie Killer first because he was the first special tier. But Miguel's actually newer, so he's actually on the top of the list of when I read it. So I think it is. I think it's in order of newest to oldest per tier.
I see.
Yeah. So there you go. Answer the math question.
So you gotta make a new tier so people can be in front of Zombie.
See, Zombie's like the super OG, so whenever I do the shout out, I always start with him. He's the first one to take that special tier, and he's been here and supporting the channel for so long, so he gets first spot always. That's just how it goes. Special privilege.
So let me get her first, middle, and end.
Yeah. I'll just read it 3 times. Well, he subscribes to the Twitch here. He does the Patreon. He's donated a game. We still have to play the Resident Evil Gaiden. Well, the thing is, we're either going to play it for his birthday or a time earlier than his birthday. So it's coming up at some point.
For Halloween?
But Amber and I want to play that one together. It's a Game Boy Color Resident Evil game. And it's actually pretty interesting. So we'll get to that. I got it sitting on my desk right here to remind me. Now, even though I'm not doing the Sunday streams anymore, that's a special exception. Where I'm just going to do it because he deserves it. So that's that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I'll ever finish Mega Man 11. I know you're
I gotta say,
you son of a bitch, you need to finish Mega Man 11. I don't know. I'll try to make time to do it, but it's really rough right now. With everything going on, I just can't do another stream day. It's killing me.
I don't know. Just do a silent stream or something.
Silent stream. Nobody goes up for those. Look, I'll play the rest of Mega Man 11T on Discord. How about that?
Sure.
Sure. He's like, yeah, fuck everybody else. That sounds good.
The silent stream at the same time.
I don't know. I was thinking maybe making an effort to do 1 day a month at least. So maybe I could, because I've already started it and I'm almost done with it. Maybe that could be the special one.
I don't think you even cleared Bloodstained.
Yeah, that's true too. We haven't finished that either. That one
You still gotta get your whole night.
I haven't even started that one. Now, Bloodstained is so long that I probably won't finish that on stream.
You're at the end.
It's just too long. But I'm not on stream. I'm on my personal file. I'm at the end with me and Amber, but our stream file is nowhere near. It would take like 3 more weekends to do it, so it's just not going to happen realistically. But we'll play it on our own time privately and finish it. Penalty: unfinished game list is too high.
Yeah.
No, really. Well, the other ones, well, Star Tropics. Yeah, I guess it is a big list. Star Tropics, Mega Man 11,
Mark.
Bloodstained. That's pretty much it. I think.
At this rate, I'll beat Dark Souls before you beat Mega Man 11.
Yeah, probably.
And I started late.
Yeah, but I just don't have time. I don't have time to play games anymore. I wish I did. Really do, but I just don't.
Especially Mega Man 11, you can finish it in half an hour from here.
Maybe.
You have a lifetime of experience and skill fighting Yellow Devils.
I do. I don't think the Yellow Devil's going to be the problem. But I don't know what comes after it. And don't tell me, but I don't know what comes after it. So, I don't know. Anyway, I gotta get in here. I gotta go fucking...
There's nothing worse than Yellow Devil, Mark.
Dude, it's already 10. I'm gonna be dead. I gotta go. I gotta go.
You know what to say.
It's time to scrub out. Are you ready?
Scrub out.
Scrub out. We did everything at the end. We have nothing else to say. So scrub out. See you guys later. I'll be back Monday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Tim won't be here on Thursday. But we'll do something. Do the programming, spriting, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. All right. Adios. See you later. Scrub out.
Scrub out.